All right, sounds good. Let's go ahead and get started. Just stand up, rotate your necks. Switch directions. Arm circles. That guy was from Kyrgyzstan too, so yeah. I'm not sure what he would have done with my headdress. Side to side. Good. Hugs. Hips. Switch. Okay, I want you to bend your knees slightly, about shoulder width apart. Okay, and you're just going to go down and hang and slowly rock back and forth. Good. Hands on the floor, feet apart. Just break at the knees side to side. Now point one toe up. Good. On the floor, omoplata position. Let me just. Okay. Omoplata position is like this. You see me okay, Natalie? I'm sorry. I called you your mom's name, didn't I? My bad. All right, stretch out over the knee. Switch. Switch. Try not to use your hands when you switch. Switch. Now we're going to switch and then rock up and push your hips forward. Good. Switch. Switch. And switch. Good. Okay, I want you to hug your legs. All right, make a rocking chair with your back, like a bow with your back and spine. And I just want you to rock back and forth. Wake up your spine a little bit. Okay, now rock back a little bit more on your neck. Just be careful. Start to stretch out your neck. All right, now what I want you to do is you're going to roll over a shoulder. You're going to put your feet on the floor and just kind of kick back. And roll over the opposite shoulder. All right, now we're going to rock back into the first position over our spine, and we're going to hold it, and then when we come forward, we're going to straddle and hold. All right? If you have a tough time getting your feet to the floor, that's okay. You can use a wall, a bed, a couch, anything behind you if you need to. When you rock back, to put your feet on and kind of slowly walk them down. Or if you can just roll back and get your feet to the floor, just hang out there. All right? Ready? Rock back and hold. Good. Forward straddle. You can go side to side, stay in the middle, wherever you're tight. Rock back and hold. Forward straddle. And rock back and hold. Forward straddle. Good. All right, let's start with our bumps. Okay. Madeline, we're going to move through this kind of quickly. So if you don't catch everything, you can ask me. Feel free to ask me about it. All right. So this is a basic review of the movements that we've done so far, and then we'll build on those movements. Okay. So the first one are the bridging techniques. Right. So all I want you to do at first is lay down on your back. Okay, if my knees go to the right, I'm going to bump over my right shoulder. Come back to the center. My knees go to my left. Bump over. Right and left. Good. Now I'm going to bump up. I'm going to come all the way over to my knees. Here like this. I'm going to post one leg, and I'm going to sit back to my butt. Now I redirect my knees to the left and do the same thing. Bump up, over to my knees. I'm going to lift my opposite leg and do a sit through. Right? Then left. Okay. Now we're going to go with the bump and roll. All right. So bump and roll. Somebody's mounted on top of me. I've trapped their arm with my right arm. I've trapped their leg with my right leg. Okay. Now instead of just rolling, I'm going to move my head to the left, and I'm going to roll over my right shoulder. So I'm going to bump, come up, roll through, put my hands to the floor, sit again, and I'm going to switch sides. Okay? Hook the arm with my left arm, hook their leg with my left leg. My head pendulums to the right, and I'm going to bump up over my shoulder. Sit through. Right arm hooks, right leg hooks. Head goes to the left. I bump up, I turn my body, and I go. Keep going. I want to see everybody do it. So Natalie, instead of just kicking your legs up and over, when I bump, right, I'm bumping off at an angle. So I'm bumping to my right, and then I'm just pushing off my left leg here and turning over like that. It'll make it a lot easier. Try it again. That's better. Good. Okay, this time we're going to do more of a head bridge, right? Instead of just coming up onto our shoulders, we're going to rock all the way up on our head, but we're going to mimic somebody taking an arm lock. Okay, one good arm lock defense is what's called the thumb out escape. Can everybody see my thumb? If I leave it here, it's going to get arm barred if somebody takes it. Armando, come here real quick. So if Armando is in position here, right, and I leave my thumb straight up, he's going to take the arm lock and he's going to finish it. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to bridge up onto my head and turn my thumb out, called thumb out escape or hitchhiker escape. So as I bridge, my thumb turns out and I walk over my opposite shoulder and then I come up and work to pass the guard. All right? Okay, so go through the steps with me here. We're here. They're taking the arm, right? You can even put your thumb up if you need to, you know, if it helps, right? As the arm goes, I come up on my head. I turn my thumb out toward my head, right? My right arm is being arm locked. I'm walking over my left shoulder. Okay, let's do the right arm again. The right arm goes. I'm up on my head. I'm walking over my left shoulder. Now my left arm. My left arm goes, I bridge up onto my head, I'm walking over my right shoulder. Left arm goes onto my head, walking over my right shoulder. Okay, now let's do our sliding shrimps. These will be very similar to the normal shrimp you do in class. But just note a couple things. My feet and my shoulder are on the floor. My hips are still elevated. You can't really see them, but my hips are off the floor. And they shoot back to where my shoulders are. I return back to the neutral position. And I'm going to shrimp the other direction. Rotating up onto my shoulder and feet. Turning my body. And again. And again. Okay? On the way back, I'm going to reverse shrimp. So start flat on your back, okay? One leg is going to stretch out. Your toes are going to dig into the mat. And again, I'm going to put my weight on my feet and my shoulders, lifting my hips, pulling my hips forward and back underneath, right? Pulling my hips forward and back underneath. Now I shrimp again. And I reverse shrimp back. All right, now we're going to power shrimp. Okay, the power shrimp is a combination of a bump and a shrimp. Okay, so remember how we started the first bumps where I redirected my knees to one side? I bumped up to that side and I came up to my knees. Now instead of coming up to our knees, we're going to shoot our hips back. This is used when somebody's really heavy on top of you or from your mount escape so you can get their weight off you. Power shrimp, bump up, hips shoot back. Bump up, hips shoot back. Come forward again with the reverse shrimp. And back to the power shrimp. Hips up and back. Hips up and back. Good, and walk it back with the reverse shrimp. Good. All right. Now we're going to work our standing and base, okay? So I'm in this position, right here. Notice my arm isn't straight. Okay, my arm is bent, right? I got the leg, like my right arm is posted behind me, so my right knee is pointed out. My left leg is pointed, you know, in a straight direction, straight in front of me. Okay, elbows bent, all right? I need to turn my chest down and bring my foot back behind my hand like this and stand. Let's do it again. Chest down, foot back, and stand. Good. Good. Now this time I'm just going to go to my knee. Just up to my knee like this. I might use it to snap the head down, right? I might use it for extra space to slide myself back in and pull guard. But I'm just changing levels. I'm coming up to my knee. Okay, switch sides. Stand all the way up. Okay, now just up to your knee. All right, good. Good. Now let's work on our sit-outs, okay? This position is really important. It's, I usually use it when I'm in turtle and somebody has me in a front headlock. So imagine your opponent is here. Go ahead and wrap around the arms. Just body lock me. Imagine your opponent's here. Okay, I've got to be careful if they have my neck. But one way I can get them off of me is if I post my left foot, I'm going to bring my left arm up, hooking his elbow. Okay, now my right leg's sliding underneath. Okay, and then I'm turning back into him like this. All right, one more time. Here. Left leg goes up, left arm comes up. Head circles out. Here like this. Turning here like this. Okay, let's do that. From here. Leg and arm come up on the same side. I sit through. Keep going. So Maddie, you're doing what almost everybody does the first time they do it. You're sitting through like this, and then you're continuing to turn away. So what I want you to do is if I open up on my right side, okay, I'm then going to push off my right leg and change directions.
Okay.
Okay, so try to walk with it, through me with it, or with me through it. Right leg goes up, right arm goes up. My hip slides through. Good, now I'm gonna step my back leg, which is your right leg, over my left and come up. There you go, good.
I need to grab a charger for my computer.
What's that?
more comfortable doing it with that leg. Left leg. So I'll usually throw it with my back leg. There you go. You can throw it off the hook, or jab. If I throw it the other way, I'll throw my right hand, just to, and step as I throw it. Yeah. That usually, like if I've got somebody who's a little far away from me, throwing the hand out there just disguises it, you know? All right, good job. Remember, come here, Armando.
Remember, this one is for when he's facing me this way, Natalie. So if I did what you were originally doing, I would sit here like this and sit through, and then I would keep turning like this, and he would be on my back, right? So that's why we reverse the turn halfway through, because I want to come from here to this position on him. Make sense? Okay. So the next technique is the same sit out. It's just off of a single leg, right? So I've got their leg grabbed down here. The only thing I need to do differently is roll my head from inside to outside. Okay, so I'm here, I've got his leg, I feel him starting to sprawl back. I'm gonna step and my head pops out, and then I'm here. So it's the same technique, just from a different spot. You're good. So I'm here, I've got an imaginary leg. He starts pulling that leg away from my body. The farther he gets the leg away from my body, the weaker I'm gonna be, the less likely it is I'm gonna hold it, okay? So I wanna circle my head out, step, sit through, and that same turning motion. I've got the leg here, I step, I circle my head out, I sit, and I come up.
I did my first Granby roll yesterday. Like, oh, I kind of get it.
Good. Good, Alexa. All right, now we're gonna do the original sit out. It's just this time I'm gonna post up on all fours. So maybe he's a little heavy on me. I feel like I need a little more space to get through. So I'm gonna post all the way up like this to create some more room. Same technique. We're just posting up on all fours before we do it. Here, here. You may do this in class a little bit sometimes when we're here and we're warming up with this. It's the same thing, it's just I'm sitting all the way through the technique now. All right, let's give it a shot. Okay, good. Let's move on to our butt scoots. All right. The butt scooting process is a good way for me to close distance, right? Or well, I should say manage distance. So if Mr. Armando is here, right, and he's a little bit away from me and I want to be aggressive and attack, I can butt scoot toward him, look for an arm drag, look to get underneath him and start attacking the legs, whatever. If we're here and he starts getting his grips and I'm not comfortable with it, I can use my butt scoot to get away and to help me manage distance, right? So from this position, I'm moving either forward with one hand. Let's do that first. And you can move backwards with one hand forward, okay? If I want to move a little faster, I alternate hands forward, right? Same if I want to move back a little faster, I can alternate hands. If I want to move really fast backwards, I use two hands, okay? I never use two hands forward though, because as I'm moving into him, he might be able to grab my legs, right? Part of the reason I have my hands up here is to at least defend his attempts to grab my legs and pass my guard. So I can come forward, backwards with two or one hand. And I'm just managing distance when I'm on the ground. Okay, keep going. Good. All right. Now, I got an imaginary person here in side control on me. Okay, I'm going to bump my hips up. I'm going to swim this arm underneath for the underhook. Okay, they still have pressure on my neck, right? So I may have to bump again and move my head inside. Now, I'm going to switch my knees and come up to a single leg position. Let me show you on Mr. Armando. Okay, come on this side. So imagine this. Somebody's on top of you here. I'm bumping up. I'm not pulling my arm out to try to get the underhook because he might trap my arm. Okay. I'm pivoting my elbow on his shoulder and reaching under for the underhook. Now he still has shoulder pressure on my head. Okay, so I can't do anything with this if I don't move my head. So I'll bump again to free my head and shoot my hips out a little bit. Right? Now I'm going to switch my feet. Here, come up on my single leg. Okay, now to get back to the position, we're going to do the sit out that we did earlier. He's going to sprawl. I'm going to sit out here. Okay, and then I start back down. All right, so do it with me by the numbers. Okay, my hands are up, right? I'm using that power shrimping motion to bump my hips into it, but I'm rotating my arm underneath for the underhook. Okay, now I've got to get my head free. I power bump again. Bring my head inside their arms. Shoot my hips away a little bit if I need to. Switch my feet. Come up to my knees. Grab the leg. Rotate the head out. Step the foot out. Sit through. And then get to my back and start all over. Again. And here. I'm bumping. I'm underhooking. They still have head control, so I power bump again. My head comes inside, right? I shrimp if I need to a little bit, and then I switch my feet. Rock up with my weight on my shoulder. Grab the leg. They sprawl. I rotate my head underneath, step out, and sit through. Let's see how we're doing it on our own. Good. Good, Madeline. Do you like Madeline or Maddie?
I like Madeline.
Okay, gotcha. All right, here we go. Now we're going to do our leg pummeling. Okay. First, I just want you to rotate your legs going in an opposite direction. You should be making circles with your feet, your knees, and your hips. Okay. Switch directions. Good. Now we're going to shrimp. And I'm going to leg pummel with my outside leg. Okay. I'm going to shrimp and leg pummel with my outside leg. shrimp, and leg pummel. Okay, the leg pummeling is extremely important for your guard. Remember that when we're in guard, we have to use our hands and our feet as equal partners. If we're not constantly engaging our arms with grips or underhooks and overhooks, and our legs by pushing and pulling or underhooking like the hamstring area, then we're not optimizing our guard, okay? As soon as Armando ties up my legs, he's gonna pass my guard. So I've gotta be very careful not to let him get into position to do that. So, go ahead and get on your knees, Armando. So if Armando is here and he goes to scoop underneath one of my legs, I need to pummel it back inside. So a good drill with the partner is just have them hook under, removing your legs, okay? As he puts more pressure on me, I might have to shrimp and then pummel. Shrimp and then pummel. So as you're doing the pummeling drill, whether you're here and here, right? Imagine that person scooping underneath your legs and you're getting your feet back inside. As you're doing the shrimp and pummel, imagine them putting a little more pressure on you, okay? And you're trying to bring your legs inside. Jiu-jitsu, in a large part, is a battle for inside control, okay? If I have inside control, then I have the power and strength to do what I need to do, right? If I let somebody else control the inside position, I'm gonna have a really difficult time fighting and recovering from there, all right? So the way that we get leverage is battling for that inside control constantly, whether it's with our arms or with our legs, okay? I think the final thing we need to review before we move on to today is the leg scissor technique, right? So I'm rocking up onto my shoulders and I'm bringing my legs side to side. If you have a couch or a wall that you can use, you can, or a bed, you can put your feet on the bed, right? You can bring your hips up and kind of switch your feet here and just step over like this. All right, the practical application for this is a couple things. Sometimes this is really just another way of pummeling. All right, but if he has control of one of my legs, go ahead and leg drag me, Armando. So if he pulls one of my legs to this side and he has control, I can't pummel with this leg now, right? But I can scissor and pummel this leg in, retrieve that other leg and come back. So if he drags my leg the other way, I'm here, all right? Another very common position, go ahead and get on the knees, Armando, is for my shin to be across the hips here, and he's pulling. I can't pummel this leg. This leg is lost. And if I stay flat on my back, he's gonna push the leg through and pass on, right? So I'm here, I'm building a frame on his shoulder, I'm shrimping my hips out, and I'm pummeling this leg over to turn, okay? So here, I'm building a frame. I don't want him to get heavy on me here. If he does, now it's hard for me to get the leg over. So I'm framing with my arms. Shrimping, bringing this leg in, and pummeling my way around, okay? So let's work on the leg scissor. Up and just rotating those hips. Trying to get up on your shoulders and rotating your hips. Good. All right. Good job. Are there any questions so far? You just give me like thumbs up, thumbs down if you have a question. Thumbs up, so we're good, we're good. Okay. Now we're gonna work on rolling. There are three kind of primary rolls in jiu-jitsu. There's a shoulder roll, a Granby roll, and a forward roll, okay? The shoulder roll is a little bit different than the one that you usually do in class for warm-up. That one is designed more as a break fall, right? So we're rolling on our shoulder, and we're flattening our body out so we don't land on any single point of our body, causing severe damage to that. We spread out the impact, okay? For the shoulder roll that we're gonna use today, and sometimes we use the backward shoulder roll too, that's more for sweeping and advanced techniques. The shoulder roll that we're gonna use today is a little bit different. It's designed as a guard retention tool, right? So we were using the sit-out techniques earlier when we're in this turtle position, right here, and Armando's on top of me here, we're using the sit-out techniques, okay? Now, if Armando starts to move a little further around to my back, now it changes things a little bit, okay? If he has an arm wrapped around my neck and I'm here, I don't really want to shoulder roll from this position. I got to find another way out, all right? Because I'm going to get stuck. If I try to shoulder roll, I'm going to get stuck. He's going to take my back. And now I've created a worse situation. I usually use the shoulder roll when the hands aren't completely locked, okay? So I'm here. Maybe he's controlling like my arm up here and my waist here. Okay, I'm gonna roll into him. So he's on my right side. So my right arm is gonna come underneath. My legs kind of scissor out. Okay, I'm gonna push off my left leg here, and I'm gonna kind of push my butt right into his armpit. Like this, my legs come around, and I put him back into guard. Okay? So without a partner, you wanna think about it like this. I'm here. Okay, my legs scissor, right, as I go down onto my shoulder here. Okay, now right now, my head is outside of my knees, right? So my head is about right here. As I roll, I want my head between my knees. So I'm gonna roll onto one shoulder, over to the other one, and then flat onto my back. So I'm rolling onto a shoulder, right? Over both shoulders, and then flat onto my back. You'll see me do this a lot too on a sloppy stack pass. Let's say that Armando just kind of tries to throw my legs past. I put my feet on the floor and I just shoot my butt back through. I'll do a similar movement. It's similar to the shoulder roll, all right? So one more time, I'm here, okay? My feet scissor. Okay, my arm goes through. I push my butt up to his imaginary armpit and swing my legs around. So my head goes from outside of my knees to like right in between my knees. All right, let's give it a shot. Make sure that you're hitting. Good, Madeline. Okay, good. I'm not sure how much room you have, Madeline, so be careful with this next roll, all right? We're going to go into a Granby roll. So the roll that we just did is to get back to guard. It's a pretty controlled, slow. It doesn't have to be fast. All right. The Granby roll is a little more aggressive. I'm trying to break contact with my opponent and get them to face me. Okay. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up onto all fours, right? I'm going to bring, if my opponent's over here, I'm going to bring this leg over. Okay. And now I'm going to do an aggressive shoulder roll. So I'm here to create separation and then face them. So Armando, come over here. So if I'm in this position, here like this, right? And I pop up and I just stay here, Armando's gonna put a hook in and start to take me down and start to take my back. So as soon as I pop up, my right leg moves away from him. You see that? Now he can't get that roll, he can't get that hook in. Okay, and I'm just gonna aggressively shoulder roll and try to get into a position where we're facing each other. Okay? So without a partner again, yeah, don't bang into anything, Maddie. I don't want to see a bruised ankle. I don't need you going to the hospital too. All right, so we're here. Up on your toes, right? My right leg comes away from him. I'm right shoulder rolling on my right side. Okay, if I imagine my partner on the left side, it's going to be opposite. Up, left leg goes away, shoulder roll. More shoulder, less back, Alexa. Good job. Are you on carpet, Madeline? Yeah, it's a little rougher on carpet, so be careful. Especially with this last one that we're going to do, all right? Okay, so the last one is going to be a forward roll, okay? Forward roll, you know, like usually you're going to use, like if you're just doing a forward roll for gymnastics, you just use your hands, right? Roll over onto your shoulders and back, and you're good. This one, it's actually a little more controllable to do it with a partner because they're holding onto your waist and breaking your fall a little bit. But this one, I'm standing here and I'm reaching as far through my legs as I can. Now I can still use my outside hand to protect my head, but at least one of my arms is going to be going to hook a leg, right? And I'm going to roll kind of part way shoulder, part way like shoulder roll or head roll, sorry, like this. So when I'm here, going down, my head comes down. Notice how it's not a pure shoulder roll and it's not a pure forward roll. Okay, I'm here, right? You can even grab your own leg if you want to. And I roll through like this. All right, the practical application for this usually is going to be, say we're standing and Armando gets behind me and he's got his body lock on, right? So I'm going to widen my legs. I'm going to put my hands to the floor generally just to keep him from throwing me backwards. Right? Once I'm there, do you see this nice leg here? This is the leg I'm going to attack. I'm here like this, right? I'm reaching for his leg and I'm rolling my body forward. Okay? Now I have the option. I know, Madeline, you haven't gotten to a lot of footlock attacks, but I've got my heel hook. I got potential knee bar. I can transition to 50-50, or I can just simply come up. All right. I'll also use like a shoulder roll variation too sometimes when I'm on my knees. This is more of a shoulder roll than the forward roll, and I feel his leg is like right between my legs. Okay, I reach underneath, I shoulder roll forward, and now I'm either attacking his leg from here, or I'm working to come up myself. Okay, so try this. Be very careful if you do not have a mat. All right, I just want you up on all fours like this, head hanging as low as possible. I'm gonna reach one hand toward one of my legs just to mimic grabbing something. The other hand is gonna help support my fall so I don't land on my neck. Here like this, I'm rolling over. Give it a shot. Tight fit, Maddie. So Armando, on this one, if they roll when they're standing and they don't stay up, you're still in like Ashi, X, and all that stuff too. Somebody with a good base isn't always going to fall over. It depends on how aggressive you are with the roll and how well timed it is. But it's basically what John did in his last fight. And he just did it from the overhook, you know, took the roll from there. Oh my goodness. What are you two doing?
I was trying it on my human.
Human. Yeah. Good, let me see it again. Do not kick a hole in your wall. I do not need your mom mad at me. There you go. Good.
I've been working my knee bar.
Good.
Mom goes, knee bar.
Yes, please. All right, time. Good job. Y'all have any questions for me? Madeline, have you jumped into any of the other classes so far?
No, I haven't. My mom sent me an email like once a week with like that daily classes, but I had schoolwork all day.
Oh, okay.
But,
Okay, cool. Because Coach Jill has Muay Thai a couple days a week. When is that? Is that Monday and Wednesday? Yeah, Monday and Wednesday at 5. Coach Armando has wrestling on Tuesday, Thursday at 5. So feel free to jump in any of those too. And we also have like a yoga class tonight at 5, Pilates. Have you been to the virtual university site?
I looked at it once when my mom sent it to me. I'll have to find it again.
Okay, okay. Because we got like yoga classes and other fitness classes so you can stay sharp. All right?
Okay,
Thank you for joining.
of course.
All right, y'all have a good day. Tell your sister I said hi.
Okay, bye.
Bye.